Girl is paralyzed in bed, completely unable to take care of herself. At night, a group of punks would break the window and enter, bullying her at will. The girl was powerless to resist, can only silently endure all this. Some of the thugs were even worse, after bullying the girl and lying next to him, say some unpleasant words of love. And the nurse who served her was not a good person, seemingly innocent and kind, but inside is extremely perverted. When the house is empty, she will turn up the stereo. She would sing and dance like crazy. When she was high, she would threaten the girl with scissors, make her pee less. She would even crawl into the girl's ear and call her a loser. All these girls can tolerate, but the male boss of the caregiver is even more shameful. His greasy face. Not only did he make a pass at the girl in front of the female caregiver, he couldn't help but wander around with his eyes, under the pretext of rehabilitating the girl. Behind the scenes, they were doing these shameful things. In this way, the girl spent 10 years of torment. During these 10 years, the girl's heart was already dead. They took the girl's care money. Ate and drank for themselves. But the girl was not even allowed to eat a full meal. The girl had to lie in bed and starve. She was subjected to inhumane abuse during the day. At night, she was harassed by noise and infrared light. She was unable to sleep for a long time. When she finally fell asleep, in the middle of the night, someone secretly lifted her blanket. The sleeping girl was unaware of this until the next morning, only to find that a strange man was lying next to her. He pushed him down with all his strength, but the man woke up and jumped back into bed to sleep and squeezed the girl out of bed. When the man reacted, the girl was struggling beside the bed. He saw the situation and quickly picked up the girl and heaved her to the bed. Then he brought the table and chairs and forced the girl to the seat. Then he unbuckled his pants. The man unbuckled his pants in front of the girl. The girl realized that something was wrong, picked up a knife and fork to attack. Instead, she was pushed to the ground. She had been paralyzed for 10 years. She was unable to resist. After being carried to the chair again, her body was exhausted. The man untied the belt, tied the girl firmly to the chair. Only then did the girl realize. So the other party just want her to sit and eat. But the girl did not dare to eat, because she did not know the man in front of her. She could only watch the other party eat the meat, until finally the man began to eat his own. Only then did she let down her guard. Also followed a big mouthful of food up, but because she hadn't eaten meat for a long time, her stomach and intestines could not digest it for a while. Soon threw up again. The man saw this and carried the girl into the bathroom, intended to help her clean the dirt on her clothes, but the girl was kicked out. The man could only hide behind the door from time to time to observe the situation inside. At this time, the girl still does not know. This mute man is actually his uncle. He had been imprisoned for the crime of murder. Now he was released only because he was terminally ill. At night, punks came in through the window to bully the girl again, but this time, the uncle was there. He grabbed the guitar of the gangster. He smashed the guitar into the girl. Afterwards, he nailed the window shut with a wooden board. The gangsters can no longer come in at will. From then on, they lived in a small house. Uncle would cook all kinds of food for her. He would also clean her body, but never did anything out of the ordinary. The girl, under the care of her uncle, for the first time, she felt warmth. The relationship between them also gradually improved, but it didn't last long. The arrival of the uncle, the caregiver and the man who took care of the girl before, could no longer approach him, and they couldn't take the pension for themselves. So they took advantage of the uncle to carry the girl to the toilet. They accused him of molesting the girl, and on the grounds that he had killed a man, forced the uncle away. But when the uncle left, the girl's nightmare life will begin again. The man lifted the blanket of the paralyzed girl. He started to make a move on the girl. The moment of crisis, the uncle rushed out of the darkness. He had been protecting the girl in the dark. The uncle attacked the man with one kick after another. He did not stop until the other side was bloody. The man fell down instantly. It turned out that after the death of the girl's father, the uncle had always taken care of the mother and daughter, but all the men in the village coveted the mother's beauty. So they deliberately spread rumors about the uncle and the mother, and even found an opportunity to abuse the girl's mother together. Afterwards, they slit the uncle's throat. They turned him into a mute. The people united and made the uncle a scapegoat. He was sent to jail. At this moment, the girl finally woke up. She no longer chooses silence and compromise. Instead, she decided to take revenge. She put on new hair and makeup. First, She found the female nurse who had been torturing her, grabbed a glass of boiling water and threw it over. Then she drew pictures on her face. She also tricked her male boss into coming over. Let the two put on a good show. The nurse kneeled on the floor and frantically manipulated the male boss. Before the man could react, she was cut off herself. The screams were heard throughout the room, but he got what he deserved. Next, it was the turn of the punks. As soon as they entered the room, they were beaten one by one as the lights flickered. Finally, the father of the man who had molested the girl. He came looking for him. He banged on the door frantically. The house was quiet. Just then, the female caregiver rushed out. The other fell to the ground in fear. Both of them disappeared. The great revenge has been avenged. When the uncle was about to pick up the girl and leave, but the body suddenly lost control, spitting blood and fell to the ground. The uncle cried and looked at the girl, but could not say a word. His body no longer allows him to protect the girl. He remembered the time when the girl's mother was killed. He told the girl himself to pretend to be mute if she wanted to live, lying in bed like a cripple. So from that day onwards, the girl never got out of bed. Finally, the uncle left the girl and pushed the door open. The sun shone brightly in. She was going to start a new life for herself.